short look outside. What are these crazy times? Nobody who seems to smile anymore. Or they just have to hide it behind a mask. Trying to be polite, or just trying to survive. We've got so drained out and dry. No more power left to cry. Nothing seems worth any try. So how should we get by?
So, a very good evening again from the Musical, from the HQ, or from HQ in Spandau, which is in the west of Berlin. If some of you don't know, it is a little further afield than other people know. But yeah, we've got another great guest this evening, none other than Ella Fuchs. She is born and bred and still lives here in Berlin, and yeah, it's going to be a pleasure to introduce ourselves to this wonderful talent. And what a great opportunity to have a fresh face in the living room here in Spandau. Anyway, yeah, nice to see all of you here. Welcome again, and we'll go behind my shoulder here to go and say hi to Ella shortly. This is her latest release called Behind the Mask, which was released this year. And I'm sure we'll get some stories and some insight as to the meaning behind the song. Would be interesting to know what she says about it. But yeah. Anyway, without much further ado, I'm going to mute this lovely song and go to the next camera, which is over here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very, very well. Nice to have you here, and nice that you came all the way from Neukölln to be with us in the living room in Spandau. Some strange times which necessitates having these sort of live shows, which is without people and in a living room, and yeah, it's bizarre. Even though this virus seems to be kind of calming down and becoming more controlled, I still think these shows are going to continue, which is great. It's like another type of radio station. But yeah, great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a bit of an introduction. I know that there will be one or two people more people that know you, and some people that don't.
I don't know what people want to hear, but
well,
yeah.
Give us a bit of background. I mean, earlier we were saying that you've been playing for quite a while. And when did you start? Did you always play the guitar? What?
Oh no, not at all. I actually was always afraid to play an instrument or to learn how to play an instrument, and I thought I have my voice and I'm fine. And I went on stage, and I was always very good with that, and played in a duo for a very long while with Nick, who played the guitar, or I played in bands as well, but different projects, and they all broke up, but I'm still with Nick. But yeah, I really didn't want to learn how to play the guitar because my father is a really good guitar player, and I thought, at some point I thought it's too late now anyway. But I realized it's cool to be independent, and also it helps while writing songs, and so I grabbed the guitar and started teaching myself, or tried, and I realized I need some help, and then I searched for teachers and started doing this myself as well.
That's great. I think the more musicians, the better. They don't have to be professional. And I actually think that the musicians that aren't professional and do it as a passion or more of a hobby kind of thing tend to be ones that have got less stress and less kind of less angst in their music.
Yeah.
And less commercial and that kind of stuff. So that it's just interesting to see professional versus hobby, passion-driven musicians.
Yeah, I totally see that too. I mean, I had some musicians telling me about the struggles they have about trying to fit in to make this to be successful, and at the same time to not bend yourself in a way that is kind of uncomfortable. And that's what I promise to myself, like never do anything you don't feel comfortable with because you want to achieve something, because in the end you might not get there, and then you betrayed yourself and it's not worth it. And so every time I get frustrated with something, I just tell myself, okay, I'm doing this for fun, I'm doing this for me, and of course I want to get somewhere. I have a hunger, like I just need to do music. I don't think I will ever stop, but I don't know at which level it will always be. But it's not that I can just do however I feel, and if I need a break, or whatever. Like I'm not depending on keep on going and making some people happy, because some people will like what I do, some people won't. That's it.
And you're also not forced to make some sort of a salary out of your music too, which makes a massive difference. And as long as you enjoy the process, as long as you enjoy the songwriting and the back office kind of stuff that is part and parcel of the music industry, then you'll be great. Like it'll be authentic, and I think that's something that after a while of being a professional musician, there's the authenticity that somehow falls away. But anyway, great to have you here again. And do you want to give us a little bit of insight? Do you want to play a song to start with?
Yeah, I can start with a song, maybe exactly with the one that we just heard, but an acoustic version.
Yeah, that would be great, and then we can talk about like where the song comes from and a bit of meaning and.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Behind the Mask.
Won't you look outside? What are these crazy times? Nobody here seems to smile anymore. Or they just have to hide it behind the mask. Trying to be polite, or just trying to survive. We've got so drained out and dry. No more power left to cry. Nothing seems worth any try. How should we get by? Won't you look outside? What are these crazy times? Nobody here seems to smile anymore. Oh, they just have to hide it behind the mask. Trying to be polite, or just trying to survive. We've got so annoyed and tired. Feel the rage but staying quiet. Lost our hopes, we lost our pride. So give me back my old life. Won't you look outside? What are these crazy times? Nobody here seems to smile anymore. Oh, they just have to hide it behind a mask. Trying to be polite, or just trying to survive. Yeah, trying to survive. One shall look outside. What are these crazy times? Nobody here seems to smile anymore. Or they just have to hide. They hide it behind the mask. Trying to be polite, or just trying to survive.
Great song. Fantastic. Just had to mute your reverb there, otherwise you sound like you're in a cave.
I'm not, as you can see. It's
No.
very lovely here.
Give us a little bit of background as to that song and you know, what was the process behind songwriting and how you came up with that song.
So last year, when I had to cancel the first of 3 shows that were planned but could not happen because of Corona, I started to upload a video every day and me playing, and I played songs. I was digging up some old stuff, but also improvised sometimes. And it was me improvising at some point where I was sitting in the living room and realizing for the first time we are literally wearing masks. And yeah, how it is kind of like a protection, but also hides things. And and then I just improvised singing and playing. I never had problems with improvising a text or something. And many people said, like, I really love this, please make this a song. And I did. And I actually recently recorded this for a festival that was supposed to happen offline, but it's going to be an online stream now next week. And I played this with a bass player who said the lyrics are exactly my life. Like this was totally it, and that was like a compliment.
It's great. Like it's, I think, yeah, it's definitely been a very strange time, and I think, you know, a lot of people have been affected by this. Some people maybe not so much, but others were very affected by this and losing jobs, losing family members, getting very ill. And just the dimension, like the dimensions involved with this virus and what it's done to the world, it's just been very, very peculiar, and definitely einmalig.
Yes, definitely. I hope so, at least.
Well, yeah. Let's hope that we are more prepared for the next one. But yeah, look. Luckily, we're in a good space here, in a good place, and the government has done a lot and everything they can, I reckon, to kind of shadow what we've gone through in Germany. I can't say the same for a lot of other countries in the world, because just economically it's just such a devastating circumstance. So I would say we're quite fortunate to be where we are, right?
True, definitely.
Tell me something. I have always asked this question. What has been your favorite live performance venue?
Oh God. I mean, there are places where I just feel comfortable, which is very important, but there are also places where the sound is just really good. And sometimes a place can be very nice, and people are nice, and it's cozy, but you don't have the best sound. And yeah, I mean, I really liked playing at Prachtwerk, for example, because the sound is so good, but it's so professional that it's kind of not as cozy sometimes. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but since I'm still very anxious when I play the guitar, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, I hope you didn't.
Didn't notice anything.
For me, it's always a good thing if I feel comfortable. And I used to go to open stages at least once a week before Corona because I had the energy and the drive. And now I'm like, I don't know how to do this anymore. But I loved going to Lakshmi because it was just it was like seeing the family. I loved it. But also other places where you could suddenly just jam with people. Yeah.
Yeah, we miss it. We miss those venues.
Yes.
I do agree with Praktvik. I think Praktvik comes into its own when it's full, and it's got to be full in order for it to become that sort of cozy atmosphere, you know. And I saw one show, I think it was Teresa Bergman. I think it was right in the beginning when I first moved here to Berlin, and it was full, and it was the most fantastic show. But I can imagine that if it's not so full, it becomes a bit of a cavernous kind of place, you know. And then yes, you lose that warmth. But yeah, Lakshmi, I've never been to Lakshmi. I think it would be great to I hope they've managed to survive.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I really hope. But there's some really really good ones, and I just hope that we've managed to retain some of these fantastic venues. Anyway, enough jabbering from me. Do you want to play another song?
Speaking of Prachtwerk, there was also an open stage and was hosted by Ben and Kelsey.
Yes.
And Ben, who's actually the husband of my colleague's sister, once dropped a Facebook line, or at Facebook he dropped a line saying, "I see you when we say goodbye. This is something you can open your next tune with. Have fun. Like, I give it to you, songwriters, just use it." And I was like, challenge accepted, and wrote the song "I See You When We Say Goodbye," and I can play this now.
Cool.
Never played it live before.
Go ahead.
I see you when we say goodbye. I find you when you're too tired to hide. One way or the other we will reunite. The only question left is to make up or to fight. To make up or to fight. Who would survive? To burn ourselves alive? Or will we be alright? You hear me when I start to cry. Let's leave it all behind. I tried to catch you, you called me a liar. And in the end, no, I don't even mind if we make up or if we fight, like we do every other night. Before I leave by the morning light, I still kiss you and say goodbye. Kiss you and say goodbye. Kiss you and say goodbye. I'll find you when you're too tired to hide, when you're too tired to fight, too tired to fight. Won't you give me one more ride? Or just leave me here to die? And when the time arrives, would you be able to decide? Could you say come and kind? Or would your anger turn you blame? One way or the other, we will reunite.
Yeah, another great song. Thanks for that. You want to give some sort of insight into that song?
Well, I was just inspired by those first line. I see you when we say goodbye, and I thought it's kind of like meant to be a sad thing, like, or it could be so many different things. Could also be like you go to a party with someone and you just go separate ways immediately, but you know when we say goodbye then we meet again or something. But I also thought about like because some people say that only when you're sad you can really create art because you have to suffer, and I don't think it's right, because I think that even if you're happy, I once knew an author who said like I'm happy in a marriage and I'm not inspired anymore, and I'm so happy that I can't write anymore, and it's so sad. And I was like, dude, it's like the daily struggle you still have. Use that.
Maybe he's a blues. Maybe he's a blues man.
I think some people, they just need something to be sad. Why? Whatsoever. So I was just like, in that moment, I thought sometimes in a relationship, I see you when we say goodbye. Even if we're doing different things, when we say goodbye, we meet again, we kiss. And even if we fight, we either make it or we won't. But hey, right now, like, we get through this, or it will be fine. It's okay. No hard feelings.
Keine schlechte Laune. No, that's great. It's I agree though. I think there's a lot of music which is like very comes from the sort of the dark side of the soul and the depressed area of people's psyche, and then there's music which comes from joy and happiness and getting away from the coronavirus, for instance. And I think that we need more of that. We need more kind of happy vibes and good positivity and that kind of thing, And I agree with you. I think there are too many people out there who want to stay kind of depressed and sad and think that that's the only kind of music that is going to sell or whatever. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's also something like toxic positivity, which is also problematic. Like when you don't admit any problems or something. But I mean, you don't need to be the one or the other. Just feel what you feel, and it's okay.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. I asked this question 2 weeks ago. What's your favorite plant over there?
I can't decide. I love the palms, and I'm a bit jealous or envious because I didn't make it to have mine surviving. But I think I go with the spider one that has the light outlines.
Oh yeah, exactly. That one there, right in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That is very, very difficult to manage. It sent the spiders, the extensions, and it was challenging, very challenging. I actually had to cut it all back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But
But
it's
to have babies all the time.
Yeah, but it's managed to survive there. But my one is this guy, the delicious monster, who's been here since I moved into this place.
Oh wow!
He survived almost 4 years.
And it looks really cool.
It's only starting now too. You can see the leaves are like solar panels there. Trying to get as much sun as possible. But like me, I need to get the sun.
Oh God, yeah, it's coming back finally.
Yes. Have you done much touring? Like touring around Germany or other countries?
Around Berlin, if that counts. No, seriously, I played a lot in different places in or around Berlin, but I wanted to play in Leipzig last year because a friend of mine lives there, and other musicians I also saw sometimes in Berlin were also playing there. My friend told me like, there's a place, I think you should play there. And then I saw other musicians playing there as well, and we didn't make it. But I hope to do this maybe next year.
You got to do it.
Yes.
Got to do it. You've got to play in as many venues outside of Berlin as possible. I think there's one thing about the city which is great. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like people here that are working to kind of spring musicians into the global scene, right? The issue with Berlin is that there's so many musicians here because it's still relatively manageable on the pocket to live here. And it's also in the middle of Europe, so it's kind of easy to travel. But if you really want your name to go up and up and up, you've got to kind of go into different spheres and different areas. And the big trick to touring is to find cities and villages and towns that are starved of music.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can find those small little towns, those small towns absolutely love it because they don't get to have that, what Berlin has on a daily sort of, not at the moment, but sort of a daily, nightly basis. We've got like hundreds of events. So it would be nice to see you playing in Leipzig or Dresden or like
in Ronda.
Rostock or...
There's a tiny town in Spain where my boyfriend is from.
Yes.
And there lives the one who's mixing and mastering my songs.
Huh.
And so there are people who love music, but it's a small town. And I should.
Maybe you need to ask the question. Take the guitar with you and just go and do it.
Yes.
Because that may or may not open up like another market for you. Why not?
Hello, Spain. Here I am.
Yeah, the Spanish love music. Italy too. Italy's like, they're just crazy. They're verrückt for music.
For good reasons.
Yeah, well, I mean they are, but they also they are that type of people that love that sort of food and the wine and being in with each other and the kind of the vibe and the atmosphere. So that's also a good country to look at if you want to start touring.
Italy, here I come.
Absolutely. And you can go take a night train out to Italy quite easily. Not so expensive. Done.
True. Easy with the guitar.
Yeah. Oh well. Next song.
Next song.
What's next?
The next song, I wrote down Good Intentions. I can play it now if you want to. It's also on Spotify and so on.
This is your show.
This is my show.
You play.
Done with all the compliments, judgmental validation. I'd rather receive some respect, true appreciation, than what I say is nothing new, as sad as it is. Still we are going through the same old conversation, and done with all the fake regrets. You didn't mean it that way, no, just kidding, don't be upset. And the smile looks prettier on your face, and what I hear
Still we are going through the same shit every day. You claim you only mean well, babe. Let me tell you now, good intentions are never good enough. No, good intentions are never good enough. And I'm done with repeating old discussions just to end up nowhere. For once pay interruption, no, because they don't care. What I ask is nothing you ask, simple as it is. Still we are going through the same talks, just harder. Just harder. You claim you only mean well, babe. Let me tell you now, good intentions are never good enough. No, good intentions are never good enough. You claim you only mean well, babe. Let me tell you now, good intentions are never good enough. No, good intentions are never good enough.
Fantastic. Another great song. It's nice to have the opportunity to play again, I think.
Yes, yes.
To play live is it's all well and good to kind of practice and play at home, but like it's nice to do these sorts of things, I think, and we've got to keep at it. We've got to really keep working at it, and I think the promoters and the guys out there, we're gonna have to work really hard to get this get our Berlin scene back and fixed. I don't know if you've been to Bar Bobby before.
Babu, yes.
That's
yes,
another-
I played there, yeah, at an open stage. I was supposed to have there another open stage, and then it got cancelled.
I know. I had a really nice show lined up for Sarah Bird and Adam Wendler. And yeah, we had to cancel that. That was really so disappointing. It was going to be really good. But yeah, we're gonna have to work hard and keep at it and keep promoting, and who knows, there may be a little venue that pops up here in this neck of the woods.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, no, people are starved for music here. No, there's nothing here to. I think there is one music venue in there, and that's it's a heavy metal venue. It doesn't really kind of work for those for those people who don't like it.
Sounds like Spandau. No.
Very much so. But yeah, there's a possibility that the music school might be interested, and I want to try and do it slightly differently now. I want to try and work with the Spandau Council to see if we can kind of get some sort of monetary value out of it and support musicians. Like, we really need to do it properly. Like, we can't do like a half-baked version this time. We really need to do it properly.
Yeah.
And I think Berlin as well. Berlin has got to understand that how this place works because of music, because of live music venues and that kind of vibe. So we've got to support musicians out there. Okay, so we've got 2 people watching at the moment. I don't see any comments yet though. So please, if you want to leave a comment, if you want to say something, you want to listen to a particular song that you know that Ella plays, if you want to comment about certain things we've been talking about, please go ahead. Also, if you're listening to this now or a bit later and you want to give some sort of money or that kind of thing to this particular cause, then you can do that via PayPal, and that's paypal.com/DA Musical. That's paypal.me/DA Musical. And 75% of that will go to Ella, which will help to pay for some new strings and, things like that, because we all need to do that. So, yeah, that would be great if you want to donate to this cause. Spende. Promise you, the next time I'm going to do more German, and I'm going to speak more German next time. It's going to be great. I think it will work if I speak more German, but I'm not so sure how good it is. Mal schauen.
Mal schauen, genau.
What else can we say? I think what do you do besides music? What is your working life consist of?
Actually, I'm replacing someone who's on maternity leave. But my professional field is in a social and like education, youth, children, stuff like that. Right now, it's mainly political education, but also working with the social workers, working with the people that work with the children and youth.
That is quite something. It's quite an industry.
Yes.
It needs constant support, and I know, and I've seen a lot of, I constantly see a lot of adverts looking for people and looking for those who want to be working in the social, in the social environment, and it's a tough industry, I think.
It's not paid super well, but
No.
I mean, like my position is pretty good, but I know people. I mean, if I had a family and I would work in a kindergarten and I could not work full time because I have to take care of my family and so on, and I can imagine that people are struggling. It's better than it used to be, but
I can't imagine that after this pandemic, teachers and those people in the front line, those people that are like really needed to keep an environment or an atmosphere going and people taught and fed and looked after and all of that sort of thing. I can't imagine that they're going to be getting paid like a small minimal hourly sum. I can't imagine that. And if it does happen again, we're going to have to do something about it, because really those people are needed for sure. Can you imagine like the Rote Kreuz and the elderly folk during this pandemic? It must have been a true nightmare.
yes.
True nightmare. Anyway, it will improve.
I hope, yes.
It must
we
improve.
fight for that.
It must improve. I'm looking at. Oh, so we've been at this for 40 minutes now. It seems like it's been for 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
Should we play another song? What do you think? What do you have?
If I'm allowed to.
You're allowed to do anything you'd like.
Okay. I don't even. Okay, maybe I play a really new one. Recent one.
A new one would be good, or something that you're working on, or
something that I haven't played live really before. Face. Not allowed to give a sign, not allowed to show that I'm alive. Little secret, nothing more, something you regret for sure. I'm nothing but a dirty thought, I'm your fear to be caught, and for your forbidden lies, proof that you are not to trust. You're not to trust. So just mute me, exclude me, pretend that I'm nothing. Go on now, shoot me, dispute me. I won't hold you back from anything. Don't you worry, I will hold my breath. Don't remember me, just forget. I'll become invisible, I know it's best. Nothing left to regret. So just mute me, exclude me, pretend that I'm nothing. Go on now, shoot me, dispute me. I won't hold you back from anything. See, I don't want anyone to be hurt, and I don't want you to be scared, and I can't stand this constant alert. To be fair, if I wouldn't exist, you would just use someone else. So just mute me, dispute me, pretend that I'm nothing. Go on now, shoot me, exclude me. I won't hold you back from anything. To be fair, if I wouldn't exist, you would just use something else.
Wow. So that one definitely is going to be a highlight.
Thank you.
Great song. Yeah, so I'll do a little bit of cutting and finding some of the highlights of this evening, and that'll go up on all the other different platforms so that everyone has a chance to see this. And yeah, it's been a great evening. Nice to have had you here and performing, and lovely to meet a new musician. Yay! I always like meeting new musicians. It's a great thing for me to keep doing, and I'll keep doing it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It's,
pleasure.
Yeah.
It's been fun. And the plants have loved it as well. They're happy. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and for those who are watching after the live performance, definitely tune in for some of the other live shows that are coming up. You'll be quite interested in this, Ella. We've got, I will go and just show everyone who's coming up. So in 2 weeks' time, we've got Jessie Monk. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yes, I met her
So that's going to be great. 12 o'clock in the afternoon because we are trying to fit in with the Australian fans.
Ah, yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah. And then 2 weeks after that, on the 30th of June, we've got Dorothy Bird with all of her keyboards and gadgets. So that'll be fun. And then, yeah, you said you've got a friend or two that we're going to maybe look at getting on maybe in July or August or that kind of thing. So, but yeah, anyway, I hope everyone tunes in, and if you so wish, you can always subscribe to this channel. You can also go and subscribe to Ella's channel. In the description below, you will also see a little link which will go to all of her social media and website and all that sort of thing. And definitely go and support local musicians and support all musicians from a global aspect. So, Ella, thank you very much. We're going to probably play out. What do you think? We should play Amber City. Should we play Amber City for everybody?
Yes.
So yeah, go and have a look at Spotify. Ella Fuchs is on there. I'm sure there'll be some more tunes coming in the not too distant future. So we're looking forward to that.
Videos.
And videos, exactly. Get onto that YouTube channel. You'll definitely enjoy it. So here's Amber City, and again, thank you very much, Ella, for joining us.
Thank you.
Follow me through this city. I can show you where to go. Through this dark maze of graffiti, you will find out how we can glow. I feel every single drop. The rays and rain doesn't seem to stop, and you give in to it. Like a wave, it all comes crashing in, trapping all memories like flies. Soon it will harden and turning solid into golden amber. You can still see your secrets hiding inside.